Alrighty, what's going on? We are doing a shoot in this studio space with 4 kids, 4 cameras, 4 background rolls, and a whole crew, of course. So it's going to be tight. And today I'm building this whole thing up together with you. So let's jump into the future so you know what we're building up. That's the cool thing about film, isn't it? All right, so you can now see me through the monitor. Now I'm here, also here, and now here. We filmed this entire thing with 4 kids chatting about a subject. It was really fun because you have a very cool, natural way of interaction. But it was a very big challenge to set this whole thing up. But it was a success. Shots were cool, interactions were cool. So yeah, we better get to it, guys. Let's go. Wow.
Who you share them with. Oh. And it's life. And the point is enjoying.
2 down. 2 more to go.
Who you share it with.
Woo! One of the biggest issues whenever you store rolls like that not properly, so not like, yeah, properly, they'll be, I don't know, folded, or you see wrinkles or stuff like that in there. Not good. You can see it here. Not great. So 3 rolls are up. That's good. The last roll goes here. So I'll put the lighting in first because otherwise I have to, you know, squeeze around it all the time. So that's not so nice. So yeah, lighting is up next. That's the difficult part because it's up in the air. The light needs to be here. So I found this pipe and now I needed to find a way to mount it. So I took a couple clamps and we'll see if it works or not. It's always fun to do this rigging. Yes, fine. Alright, that's tight. Okay. Reset Bluetooth. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. So I go down to new, then just give it a name. VPRO. Boom. And then add new fixture, and then boom. 600x. That's good. Now we can continue with the rest of our journey. So now, next step is the frame. So it's a 2x2 frame with a diffusion, and then I'm going to hang that up below. And then we're done. This one is probably my most used piece of lighting kit. Boom, that's it. Now you have a 2x2 meters frame, which you can use for anything. And then in this little bag, you've got an ultra bounce, so white and black on the other side, and then 2 types of diffusion. So this is the half. So I am going to use the quarter because it's a little less intense. This frame fits exactly in the big hole of the gobo. So I'm going to use 4 gobos, 2 gobos to hang them up on the grid, and then 2 gobos to connect an extension arm to it. All right, so I have to double up. So you can see the extension arm is not long enough, so we have to extend the extension arm. Corner. Okay, cool. So let me explain the whole idea behind this setup. Might look a little weird. So we have the big round light above this soft diffusion sheet. This light will shine through the diffusion and light all the people that are speaking, so the kids. Then this light is also lighting up all the background papers evenly. That's really important because otherwise, if I would have used a softbox or a skirt around it, all the background papers would be too dark. They would not be level. So I want to create a big sort of source to light the entire thing. But I tested this whole thing out without the sheet, and it looked just too harsh. You saw a lot of shadows on the face and I didn't like it. So that's why this thing comes in. So when I put the tables down and all the cameras, I will lower this thing down to the lowest point it's out of frame. And then this will break up the light even stronger, right? So then all the shadows on the face are gone. Then I'll use a little backlight to create a little bit more shape on the face, and then you're good to go. Hey! We'll be hooking up a big monitor, which you have down there, to cameras. It's a Lilliput, and it's basically a big 28-inch production monitor, and it has 4 HDMIs on the back. So then I can make this split screen that we want eventually in the series. So hopefully this is not too much of a drama. I think it is. It's not getting better. Come on, man. A nice little trick if you don't want your cable to be pulled out. Now this is not so easy with a cornered one, but if you have a straight one, just make a little knot like that. Then you come up, and then once you start pulling on it, there's no way you can take them out. Bonus tip. Okay, last night I couldn't finish it because I was so tired. I couldn't even set up a light properly. So I decided to go home, sleep a bit, and it's now 7:30 in the morning. I've got an hour to finish this whole thing up because then the crew starts arriving, and then another hour before we start shooting. So better get to it. Things you still have to do is set up 2 extra lights, small backlights, set up the last roll, and clean all this mess up. All right, so lighting wise, what I already mentioned in the beginning while building it up, we have a big soft source on the top, which is the 600X with a balloon or Chinese lantern. And then we have this diffusion screen or thing, or whatever you want to call it. It's a 2x2 Chimera. I also use a small side kicker, and that is interesting because now it creates a little bit of a slash on the face. It's not much, but it's something, and it gives a little bit more depth. So without. If you just use your top source, the face can look a little bit like a ghost, or like, yeah, ghosty, like very flat. So I always try to find a way to give it a little bit more depth, and that's done with this light. As there's not a lot of space left, there's not so much you can do to build up shape. 2 different things you could do is put a negative fill here, so there's a bit of like a darker side on the face, but that's also very bulky and will most likely be in frame. So I chose to put a light a little bit further away and then shine onto the side. It does spill out on the next person sitting there, but that's not too much, I figured. I also use honeycomb grids, so you can see that if I turn it off, and that makes sure that it doesn't spill to the sides too much, but it's more directional. So that's that. Let's move on to the camera setup. All right, so for the camera setup, we use 4 Sony FX3s and then also 4 2470s G Master Mark IIs. They're all charged out of USB-C, so I just plug them in and there's no stress about it. Then we also use these cables. I don't know if you can see them. These are the BNC cables, so my audio guy can feed the time code into the FX3 and still have scrap audio in the camera. So this setup works really well. The settings are very basic. It's all shot in HD because it's TV. Cine EI, 800 ISO, f2.8, just the basics basically. And yeah, looks really cool. All right, so this is the final image, and this 4-way split screen has also been used in the TV series. So it's a really funky way of interacting with each other. Now, I'm wearing all black to reduce reflections, but the kids were wearing very cool, funky colors, and that does work on screen. So that's something you have to imagine. That's it for this video. Hopefully it was interesting. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks for watching.